A man named David lived in a small town nestled between rolling hills and open fields. His story was not unlike many others who had once dreamt of making it big, leaving their humble roots behind and becoming someone the world would admire. But David's story, like success itself, was far more complicated than it first appeared. David grew up in a modest household where life was simple and dreams of grandeur were often viewed as unrealistic. His father worked as a mechanic at the local auto shop, and his mother was a schoolteacher, always encouraging him to do well in his studies. From an early age, David was captivated by the stories of famous entrepreneurs, inventors, and leaders, people who had risen from nothing to create empires. He wanted to be one of them. However, as he entered adulthood, David quickly learned that the road to success was not paved with gold. There were no shortcuts, no handouts. His first job after college was at a corporate firm in the city, where he worked as an assistant to a mid-level manager. The work was dull and repetitive, far from the dreams of grandeur he had held onto for so long. Each day, David returned home to his small apartment, drained from the monotony. He stared out the window, watching the lights of the city flicker, wondering if there was something more for him beyond the routine he found himself trapped in. He had always thought success was tied to money, power, and recognition, but none of that seemed to be coming his way, no matter how hard he worked. One evening, after another exhausting day, David received a phone call from an old friend, James, whom he hadn't spoken to in years. James was always the free spirit, the kind of person who seemed to glide through life, never bound by the conventional paths most people followed. "David," James began, "I have been following your career from afar. I see you've climbed the ladder, but let me ask you something. Are you truly happy?" The question caught David off guard. He had never considered happiness as a measure of success. He hesitated before answering. "I am doing all right. You know, just working hard." James chuckled on the other end. "Working hard is good, but what's the point if you are not fulfilled?" That question haunted David in the days that followed. He began to realize that success wasn't just about wealth or status. He was busy chasing a version of success that was celebrated by society, but was not aligned with his inner calling. His work didn't bring him joy, nor did it make him feel as though he was making a difference in the world. A few weeks later, David made a bold decision. He quit his job, sold his apartment, and moved back to the town where he grew up. He wasn't sure what his next steps were, but he knew that the first step in his journey to true success involved redefining what success meant to him. Back in his hometown, David spent time with his parents and old friends. He rekindled his love for woodworking, a hobby he had abandoned in the hustle of city life. He began crafting furniture in his father's garage, not because it would make him rich, but because it brought him peace. Slowly, people in the town started noticing his work. They appreciated the craftsmanship, the attention to detail, and the passion he put into each piece. Before long, David was receiving orders not just from locals, but also from neighboring towns. His reputation as a skilled craftsman spread, and his business began to grow organically. It wasn't long before David found himself with more work than he could handle alone, so he hired a few local artisans to help him. For the first time in years, David felt fulfilled. He wasn't earning millions or leading a Fortune 500 company, but he was doing something that mattered to him. His work brought him joy, and the satisfaction of creating something with his own hands was priceless. One evening, after a long day in the workshop, David sat down with his father. The two had always had a strong bond, but it had deepened since David returned home. His father, now retired, often helped out in the shop, offering advice and lending a hand when needed. "You know, son," his father began, "I always thought success was about finding a good job, making a stable living, and providing for your family. But watching you over the past few months, I have realized that success is much more than that. It's about doing what you love, helping others, and finding peace within yourself." David nodded, grateful for his father's words. He had spent years chasing a hollow version of success, one that was dictated by society's standards rather than his own. But now, he had found something far more valuable. He had found purpose. As the years passed, David's business continued to grow, but he never lost sight of what truly mattered. He built his company not just to make a profit, but to provide meaningful work for others and to create beautiful, lasting pieces that people could enjoy for generations. He donated much of his earnings to local charities, invested in his community, and mentored young artisans who were just starting out. David's journey to success was not a straight line. It was filled with detours, challenges, and moments of doubt. But through it all, he learned that success was not about the destination. It was about the journey. It was about finding joy in the process, making a difference in the lives of others, and staying true to oneself. In the end, David became a success story, but not in the way he had once imagined. He didn't have a mansion or a fleet of luxury cars. Instead, he had a small house in the town where he grew up, a thriving business that brought him joy, and a community that respected and admired him. Most importantly, he had found peace. The lesson David learned was simple but profound. Success is not measured by wealth or status, but by the impact you have on the world and the happiness you find along the way. Sometimes, the most successful people are those who have the courage to redefine what success means to them. While this story is not about flashy wealth or fame, it reminds us that success is a personal journey. It's about aligning your work and life with your values and finding fulfillment, regardless of how society might define it. As individuals, we are always striving for success, whether it's advancing in our careers or starting our own businesses. But what does success really mean, and how can we define it in a way that's meaningful to us? The pursuit of success is a personal journey. It's not about comparing ourselves to others or meeting society's expectations. It's about setting our own goals, pushing ourselves to achieve them, and realizing our potential to become the best version of ourselves. The pursuit of success is not always easy. It involves challenges and obstacles that may make us doubt ourselves and our abilities. It's important to remember that these challenges are a natural part of the journey and can help us grow and become even stronger. Success is often linked with achieving goals and fulfilling ambitions. Traditionally, society has gauged success based on financial wealth, professional accomplishments, and social standing. Advancing in one's career, acquiring material possessions, and gaining widespread recognition have been typical indicators of success. However, a more comprehensive understanding of success recognizes that it is a multifaceted and deeply personal concept. Success can take on various forms, such as personal fulfillment, happiness, and a sense of purpose. Life is similar to a journey. Sometimes you will take your time and travel by foot, while other times you'll move faster by car or train. The ultimate destination of most journeys is happiness, success, and living a good life. The more specific you are about your destination, the more precise it will be. Along the way, you'll encounter various types of travelers, such as backpackers, solo travelers, groups, luxury travelers, and people who prefer staying in one place. You will also meet fellow travelers who are heading to the same place, but using a different path. You might decide to adjust your journey and take the same road they are taking, or you might choose not to. The only thing you have is a map of that journey. Your next step depends on your current location on that map and what you know about the path ahead in terms of benefits, learning, and opportunities. In your pursuit of success, remember to be kind to yourself. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and understand that every step forward is a victory in itself. Surround yourself with people who uplift and support you, and strive to be a source of encouragement for others. Success is not just about reaching a destination, but also about the journey and the person you become along the way. Success is a deeply personal journey for everyone. There is no one-size-fits-all approach to achieving success. The path to success is as varied as the people who pursue it. What works for one may not work for another. The journey to success is an individual one, and it is up to each person to chart their own course. Success is a journey, not a destination. It cannot be achieved overnight. It takes time, effort, and dedication to achieve your goals. Along the way, you may encounter obstacles and setbacks that can make it seem like success is out of reach. However, it's important to remember that these challenges are a natural part of the journey. In the end, how we define success is a personal decision that can differ from person to person. However, it's crucial to define it in a way that matches our values and objectives and brings a sense of fulfillment in life. Subscribe for more videos. Thank you.